Hi, I'm Gary White for Channel 6 Central Kentucky Television, and I'm here with Bev Lee, and we are at One Bridge to Hope, and we were here a few months ago, about 6 months ago or so, to see this facility, which is actually the backside of the mother house at St. Catherine's, which actually was a dorm when it was St. Catherine College.
Bertrand Hall.
Bertrand Hall, right. And we got to see what they had in mind then, but now you're going to see how it has transitioned in 6 months, and it's really transitioned pretty good, right?
Beautiful. Yes, it's never the same.
Absolutely. And this One Bridge to Hope is going to be a residential facility, right, for women who are getting out of prison and need some time to transition after having been in prison potentially for drug usage. Is that correct?
Right. Prison or jail,
Okay.
or the county jails.
Okay. And so tell us a little about One Bridge to Hope for us, recap for us what One Bridge to Hope is, and then tell us what's been happening here over these last 6 months.
Well, a miracle has transpired. How this project started was I am the chaplain over at Marion County Detention Center, along with Mike Fenwick, and we kept seeing the revolving door, especially for the women. They'd get out of jail and come right back or overdose. I was heartbroken going to one too many funerals. So I prayed with the women on what would it look like if there was a place they could go. And this was birthed from that. They need a safe place upon release. We don't go to Walmart. We don't go home. We come right here. So this is a safe place when they get released where they can come and have a heart adjustment and see what life could be like. While here, there's classes, there's groups, there's a very structured daily activity so they can get the discipline and the habit of good habits, as well as cooking, cleaning, menu planning, and how to run a household. And then from here, the goal would be longer term, because upon release, you can't think of anything long term. You just want to do something. So 6 to 8 weeks is a very reasonable length of time. And then they're assessed all along the way, and then the goal again being a longer term. And if not, should they choose to go back into the community, they'll have some supports to enable them to have a more successful life and a chance.
And as we mentioned, this was a dormitory one time at St. Catherine College, and it needed some updated and color, and you can see we're sitting actually in the intake room for One Bridge to Hope right now, which has gotten completely transformed, but it took a whole lot of volunteers to make this transition happen. Right?
Yes, actually Mitchell Wheatley had just retired from Wheatley Auto Sales in Lebanon, so I recruited him to be in charge of the facility, and he has done a stupendous job. And just the outpouring from this community, Lebanon, Nelson County, Washington County, of people that have come and helped make it happen. Tommy Brady Brady Electric came in and said, "Do you need any electric done?" So we'd like to put a kitchen in here. He goes, "I got it." And he came in and did all the electrical. Water Dog Plumbing came and helped us get the plumbing lines that were needed. But just the community coming in to help with the drywalling, the painting, anything, even the decorating. Like the health departments had warehouses full of furniture because they were downsizing. So all the furniture that you see, well, most of it, the office chairs, desks, file cabinets, bookcases are all from the health department. So literally, this is a community project, and the community has poured into it. And the beauty of it is when I share with the ladies in the jail about the outpouring of the community, they weep, because it's the community that they've stolen from, the community they've ripped off, pouring into them because the community wants them healthy, they want them well. And they're changing because they're feeling the love of God in it all. So they're looking forward with hope. And let me share one other thing. The other day when they were filling out their applications, one girl was just crying. I said, "What's wrong?" And she said, "I lost both my parents to drugs." She said, "I have 3 kids I haven't seen in years. I've never had hope, and it feels so good. I've got a hope now." So that's what we're all about, a hope for a change.
That's right, and it is One Bridge to Hope, so that's great that it's going on like that. Now, as we mentioned this about 6 months ago that this whole process started, I mean, we do want to thank the Sisters of St. Catherine who actually provided this facility as well for you to transform, right?
Absolutely. They've been tremendous. They did the nominal fee of $1 a year for 5 years, and I asked if they'd like it all in advance, and they said, "No, we'll just do it year by year." But they've been very pleased. We had an open house with them, and they were so excited to see the transformation.
Absolutely. and it was all the volunteers who made this happen. So just 6 months ago it started, it's all been transformed, and now you're actually going to have your first clients starting in July, correct?
Right, the end of this month, June. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll have our first group of participants.
Now, when we were talking about it, we were saying we were getting a little tour, and there are 10 rooms, but there's actually one room that has 3 beds. So there's room for 12 individuals. Is that correct?
Correct. We can have 12 ladies at a time.
Okay. And now, how does someone end up coming to One Bridge to Hope? You were talking about applications and stuff. How's that process for the clients?
Well, it's easy as chaplain to bring the applications into the Marion County Detention Center, but drug court, the Department of Corrections, and the judges have the applications in hand. And as we talked about our program and what we will provide, what I love about this community, we're all working together to make a difference. So in that, the women apply. For those that, we're not a medical facility, but we do have a medical team that's reviewing applications. And those that need to be on medication, they're looking to see if there's non-narcotic alternatives that they can be on. So it is an application process, and there is a $499 one-time fee for their time here. So all of that is being worked out as we speak.
Right. And a lot of the funding that you're talking about, almost all the funding, is coming from fundraising as well, right?
Correct.
From individuals and businesses and what have you.
Yes, like we had our first fundraising banquet in March, which Gary covered, and that in itself was amazing because I've done nonprofits before, and I always received, well, once you get going, come back and see us. And here in March, we hadn't even got going yet. Over 400 people came and gave because of the hope, because they want to see this community changed and be drug-free. The other thing that we've been doing is having training classes to have more community support in the area for when the women do get released or leave here. And that attendance has been phenomenal. We've had about 35 people come through our training, if only to facilitate classes here, but also classes within the community.
And this model is kind of based on one that you had heard of, I believe, before, and there's a lady who is in our community who has worked at a similar type of facility in Florida, I believe you said, who's going to be directing the one here?
Yes, well, we've got a lot of history with our board. Naomi Whitehouse has run the Corner of Hope in Louisville, and then Bill Heinz runs a successful program in Bessemer, Alabama, which started with 9 men and now has 4 campuses with over 450. So we've got a wealth of information and success behind us. Teen Challenge started about 60 years ago by Dave Wilkerson, who had a broken heart for the gang members that were just teenagers. So his curriculum is the curriculum that we're going to be using here. And then Jennifer, that you spoke of, had run a place in Florida for women coming out of incarceration. And she, God's timing, moved back here to Kentucky in December and is coming on board as our women's director.
So for the staffing for it, once the ladies do get here, it's going to be you and Jennifer who are kind of running the facilities?
Correct. Right. And then our community of volunteers. We've got a place for people that want to be involved, whether it be from administrative type things, facilitating a class, running a group, teaching, sewing, cooking, those type of skills.
Absolutely. And also, when the ladies do get here, they are going to be learning, like we said, in the kitchen. So they're going to be doing cooking. They're going to be doing washing and stuff of that nature as well. And you actually have had donations of clothes as well for the clients once they're here. Is that correct?
Yes. One of the things that's common is the clothes they came into the jail with typically don't fit when they're ready to leave. So we have clothes that have been donated. They've been washed and sized. So we'll bring them a clean set of clothes for when they come. And then other people have offered when they're ready to leave to buy them some more clothes, a new set of clothes. So they'll have plenty when they're here. They'll want for nothing.
Absolutely. And we do want to mention, again, this is all volunteers who made this happen, and it is community supported, and fundraising is an important element to the One Bridge to Hope.
Absolutely.
And if somebody is interested in contributing, you can contribute monthly or what have you. How can they get in touch, and what kind of setup do you have for that?
Okay, we have a program called Plant a Seed for Hope, and it's the monthly support. You can the large donations are phenomenal, but the monthly support is a good steady stream of income that we can count on, whether it be $10 a month, $100 a month, whatever denomination, but the monthly support is key. You can reach us here at the facility by calling 309-8188. Check our Facebook page, One Bridge to Hope, or online, onebridgetohope.org. Any of those ways.
Okay, onebridgetohope.org. As we mentioned, this is located in the Springfield area, actually in St. Catharines, but it's serving ladies throughout central Kentucky and all of Kentucky, correct?
Correct.
Yes. So if you're out there and feel you need, or if you have a family member that might be in need of the services that are available here, then contact One Bridge to Hope and let them know about it and see if there's a way they could help. And one more time, that phone number
is 859-309-8188.
Again, I'm talking with Bev Lee, who is the person who kind of got this all kick-started. It was your brainchild, and are you happy with the outcome so far?
I am. I had a broken heart, but it's starting to heal.
Great. Well, we appreciate all that you've done to make this possible. And again, it's One Bridge to Hope. Go to onebridgetohope.org to find out more. This has been Gary White for Channel 6 Central Kentucky Television.